in brief, and let tonight's story calm your heart. Heartwarming Tale of Sedge and Crocus. This story is about Sedge and Crocus who become a symbol of unity, inspiring peace and harmony in a serene valley. In a serene valley nestled between towering mountains, there lived a gentle shepherd named Sedge. His days were filled with tending to his flock, ensuring they roamed free across the lush green hillsides. Sedge found peace in the rhythm of nature, his heart beating in harmony with the landscape. One day, Sedge stumbled upon a curious creature named Crocus, whose soft heart-shaped head glowed with a subtle golden hue. Crocus was a tender heart, a mythical being with the ability to connect deeply with all living creatures. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting an amber glow across the sky, Sedge made a decision that would change his life forever. She decided to form a profound bond with Crocus, embracing the promise of unity that the tender head offered. Crocus sensed the kindness within Sedge and approached him cautiously, its heart-shaped head emanating warmth and tranquility. With gentle courage, Sedge reached out his hand, inviting Crocus closer. An extraordinary calm filled the air, and the valley seemed to hold its breath in anticipation. When Crocus nestled against Sedge's pouched shoulder, a harmony sprang forth, weaving together the threads of nature with human spirit. Days turned into weeks, and the bond between Sedge and Crocus grew stronger. Together, they wandered through forests, crossed sparkling streams, and shared stories beneath the stars. People in the valley spoke, in hushed tones, of the extraordinary pair, a beacon of hope and unity in these tumultuous times. The fields flourished with vibrant blooms, animals thrived, and the air was thick with the fragrance of possibility. Sedge and Crocus had become the living tapestry of unity that inspired all. One evening, as they sat atop a hill gazing at the stars that glimmered like pearls in the sky, a revelation unfolded. Sedge understood that true unity was not simply about coexistence, but about celebrating differences, sharing ideas, and nurturing every unique spark of life. Crocus, with its golden glow, seemed to pulse in agreement, illuminating the bond they share. In that moment, the world seemed quieter, as if it was at peace with itself. The tale of Sedge and Crocus became a cherished bedtime story, passed from generation to generation. It was not just a story of companionship, but a testament to the strength found in unity. Their tale taught that like the enduring mountains and the gentle valleys, unity could withstand the tests of time and weather any storm. Let's embrace the next chapter of tonight's journey. Snowdrop and Blossom's Dream Journey. This story is about Snowdrop and Blossom, who explore magical dreams that promise a radiant future together. In a quiet, snow-covered village nestled between towering mountains, there lived a girl named Snowdrop. Her hair was as white as the first flurries of snow, and her eyes sparkled like the stars that adorned the clear night sky. Snowdrop was a dreamer, her imagination a vast landscape where she danced with the stories she heard from her grandmother. Every night before bed, she would stare out of her window, letting the silvery moonlight whisper dreams into her ears. In the village, there was a bamboo grove, where a gentle panda named Blossom resided. Blossom had patches of soft black fur contrasted by pristine white, and eyes that could soothe the most restless soul. She was known not only for her kindness, but also for the way she seemed to understand each dream that came to her. Snowdrop often visited Blossom in the bamboo grove, bringing her favorite storybooks, eager to share the magical tales with her friend. One tranquil evening, as Snowdrop lay on the grass beside Blossom, the moon appeared larger and more luminous than ever. "Do you think dreams can come true, Blossom?" Snowdrop asked. Filled with wonder, Blossom gently nodded and whispered, The world is vast, and within it, our dreams dwell as seeds waiting to grow. Snowdrop closed her eyes, the soothing words of Blossom painting colorful dreams in her mind. Suddenly her heart felt light, and the breeze carried her into a world, shimmering with possibilities. Blossom, with her expressive eyes, guided her through valleys where flowers bloomed with stories, stars danced to melodies, and rivers sang symphonies of hope. Together, they journeyed through fields of laughter and forests of serenity. Every step felt like a heartbeat, resonating with the joy of discovery. Emma, hopefully the warmth and courage that Blossom shared, believed in every dream she touched. With magic glowing round them, Snowdrop saw a vision of a radiant future unfolding, a tapestry woven from dreams and love. As the night deepened, the gentle panda nuzzled closer, and Snowdrop woke with the dawn. Her heart brimmed with a newfound belief, knowing that dreams, deep as the starry sky, can be reached. With Blossom by her side, every night promised an enchanting journey, enveloped by the love of dreams dreamt together. Now, let's enter another chapter of tonight's journey. Daisy and Frisia. The connection. This story is about Daisy and her enchanting connection with Frisia, a butterfly, shared through silent communication and mutual understanding. Under the gentle glow of the moonlight, Daisy sat quietly by the window of her little cottage in the countryside, looking out at the expanse of wildflowers that grew in a symphony of colors just beyond her reach. Her eyes twinkled with wonder as they followed the dance of fireflies, casting tiny sparks of light across the velvet sky. It was on such a night, so full of the mysteries of nature, that Daisy first encountered a butterfly unlike any other she'd seen before. Its wings shimmered in hues of violet and gold, and it fluttered with a grace that seemed to sing a song of the stars themselves. Daisy named this delicate creature Frisia, inspired by the fragrant flowers that graced her garden. Frisia, sensing Daisy's gentle spirit, started visiting her window each night. Her bond grew quietly, whispered in the rustle of leaves and in the silvery shadows cast by the luminous moon. Daisy found solace in Frisia's presence, and Frisia, in turn, seemed to thrive from Daisy's welcoming nature, dancing more vibrantly each night. They communicated without words, sharing an unspoken understanding and a connection forged in the enchanting dance of the night. As the evenings passed, Daisy crafted up a tiny garden on her windowsill for Frisia, filled with flowers of every shade, yellow, blue, and purple peach, chosen to mirror the mysterious beauty of its wings. Frisia, in its gentle dance, expressed gratitude in ever more elaborate displays, coordinating tracing circles over the floral offerings. On nights when the rain tapped gently against the window panes, Daisy wove tales and whispered dreams to Frisia. She spoke of adventures in distant lands, of sunlit meadows and shadowy forests filled with secrets, her voice a soft melody against the backdrop of pattering raindrop. Frisia listened, perched doubtfully on a daisy petal, wings quivering slightly, as if with anticipation. Though Daisy was alone in her little cottage, she no longer felt lonely, for she had found a friend in Frisia. Through the seasons, the connection between the two deepened. They became a part of each other's world, the human and the butterfly, two souls linked by the threads of nature and dreams. Autumn leaves danced to the wind's tune, and the air carried a crispness that foretold winter's arrival. With each change, Frisia and Daisy celebrated the beauty of the world around them, the simple, yet profound language of life. One winter's night, as the snow began to blanket the earth, Daisy peered out her window, waiting for Frisia's familiar flutter. Instead, she found herself greeted by silence and the stillness of the white wool beyond. A wave of sadness washed over her, realizing that Frisia had flown to warmer realms, as butterflies do when the cold steals the blossoms. Yet, Daisy knew in her heart that their connection would continue, in memory and in the hope of the butterflies' return with the spring thaw. And so, each night before she closed her eyes, Daisy whispered a promise to the stars and to Frisia, cherishing their bond that was as enduring as the cycle of the seasons. Let's drift softly into the next tale. Nymphea and Lotus, a tale of books and magic. This story is about Nymphea and Lotus, whose friendship blossoms through the magic found within books, enchanting both them and their village. On the edge of a quaint village, surrounded by whispering woods, a young girl named Nymphea lived in a small cottage with her grandfather. Each evening, the cottage would glow warmly from the light of candles as Nymphea read her favorite books aloud. For shelves brimmed with tales spun from ancient wombs, full of vibrant characters and enchanting magic. Nymphea's grandfather often told her stories passed down for generations, his voice gentle as the fluttering pages of the books that lined their walls. All autumn night, as leaves danced in the crisp air, Nymphea discovered a peculiar tome nestled behind her bookshelves. Its cover was embroidered with glistening gold threads depicting swirling patterns that seemed alive. Filled with curiosity, she gently opened the tome, revealing delicate illustrations of mythical beings and landscapes. Among them was the tale of an earth elemental named Lotus, a guardian of the forest who had long been forgotten. In awe, Nymphea whispered the name Lotus, and suddenly, the room filled with a soft, luminescent glow. Before her stood Lotus, gentle yet mighty, with eyes that mirrored ancient wisdom and a smile as serene as a summer breeze. Lotus had been drawn from the pages by the sincere-hearted wish of Nymphea, who longed for a friend who loved stories just as much as she did. Their friendship grew under the watchful gaze of stars, as they delved into books together, exploring realms beyond their imagination. Lotus showed Nymphea the magic within each story, teaching her that every tale held the power to touch hearts and kindle dreams. They wandered through the forest, where Lotus revealed hidden treasures that told stories of the earth and sky. With each discovery, Nymphea realized that stories were alive, thriving in the giggling streams and rustling leaves. She learned the secret language of nature, a symphony of tales spoken by the earth itself. As the seasons shifted, their bond deepened, and the village blossomed with the joy of shared stories. Nymphea and Lotus created a library among the trees, convivial books from leaves and flowing vines, filled with stories inspired by their adventures. Villagers visited this enchanted grove, gathering under the canopy to listen to tales woven with both ink and magic. The heartwarming tales brought laughter and solace, reminding everyone of the enduring power of stories. And so, under the starry sky of their beloved village, friendship and magic thrived, forever cherished in the pages of their life story. Thank you for joining me tonight. Sweet dreams.